Are we going? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff podcast, where we talk all things Star Wars. My name is Zach.
I'm Mary.
And I'm David.
And this is... Wait, did I already say the last part? We're going to talk about Star Wars today. I mean, I'm sure you guys already knew that if you're listening with us, but we had a new trailer drop today for an upcoming Disney Plus series titled MAUL Shadow Lord. And before we dive into that, we got some patrons that we want to thank. So we just want to start off from the top. We got Liam McCallion, Kevin Leininger, Davin McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Atia Arnold, Rest Jedi 27, Alex Bundell, Indiana Solo, and BC Doomit. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody, for all the support. It just helps out with getting us to conventions and having cool stuff for people to win at conventions. So there's all kinds of stuff that this goes into, but super, super thankful for each and every one of you. Check out legionsabers.com and use code STUFF at checkout for 15% off. They got really awesome lightsabers. They got really awesome lightsaber necklaces. They got, I don't know, so many different things tied to lightsabers. And if you just want to jump on the website and enter in our code just to see if it works, I promise it works, and then might as well buy something while you're at it. So it's a great spot. So guys, SpaceCon's coming up in June. So we're 6 months out, a little less than 6 months out from SpaceCon. So
I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. I'm jealous it's in David's backyard because David gets to go to all those cool things up the street. But earlier this week, we did a live stream with Bob Wills, who's the CEO of SpaceCon, and we had an announcement of Jimmy Smits coming to the show the 12th, 13th, and 14th. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is his first con appearance, is it not?
I think he's done conventions. He's just never done signings. I think this is the first time he's doing signings, which is
cool.
Very cool. So I think his photo ops and his signings go on sale tomorrow, the 23rd.
Awesome.
Or
Very
today,
cool.
depending where you are.
That is true. That is true. And then Ivana Sakno and Giancarlo Esposito were also announced to return to SpaceCon. So I didn't get to see them this last time around because I wasn't down there. So I'm super excited to potentially meet them at this convention coming up here in a couple months. And I'm sure James is really excited too, but we'll leave that for James and let him speak for himself. But yeah.
Do you know who I'm super excited to meet there?
Hayden Christensen, maybe. Maybe.
After Hayden. Do you know
Adam?
who I'm so excited? After Adam.
Oh, David.
I've already met David. You.
Oh my gosh, me. I'm so silly.
I
know. Man, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to meet you too. It's going to be a heckin' good time. Fantastic. I'm so sorry. I can't read that name because my screen's too blurry in the corner. You're going to have to help me out, Mari, with who's saying hi to us.
It looks like, what is that?
Karina on YouTube says hi.
Yeah.
She also says,
what's up? Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
We appreciate you hanging out. Guys, we got a trailer today for MAUL Shadow Lord. How exciting.
Oh my gosh. So exciting.
Oh my, yes. What's crazy is that Clone Wars season 7 was 6 years ago, and the cancellation time between season 6 and season 7 was about 6 years. Isn't that kind of a weird thought? That is. That time jump has already happened post Clone Wars. Like that's weird to me. I think of things that way. I don't know about you guys, but that's I vividly remember the end of Clone Wars because it started, and I don't know. Hey, welcome. That's okay.
You're our favorite fan right now.
That's true. Sith Rule finally got to have Hayden sign. I'm guessing that's the Youngling Slayer on his birthday. So very, very cool.
Everyone but me.
My signed Youngling Slayer is in a case. I don't know if it's kind of hiding like literally right here, but I got the Youngling Slayer signed myself, so
Nice.
very, very cool. Would recommend to a friend if you can swing it. It's definitely worth it. But yeah, we got lots to talk about with MAUL Shadowlord here. We got about a 1.5-minute teaser. It was funny. Yesterday they uploaded the teaser for the trailer, and then we got the teaser trailer. So I'm assuming there's still like a full trailer that's going to come between now and then. Is that fair?
And it's April 6th, right?
Yeah, so we got
Yeah.
a little more than 2 months
Oof.
before, so probably about 9 weeks, and then we'll see episodes. I also noticed that April 6th is a Monday. Have we had a Star Wars show drop on a Monday before?
Oh, maybe like a premiere?
Because
Like the first episode?
I don't think so. It's interesting that they're doing that, but I think they're timing it because May 4th is a Monday, so they want to time
That
the
makes
finale on May
sense.
4th and have like a kind of a more of a celebration on May 4th. I think that's what we've all been asking for. So kudos to them.
Well, I
Yeah.
know they've done it in the past. Well, they'll drop the first episode on a Monday and then drop the second episode on that Wednesday night, like they traditionally do. So I'm
But it
curious
looks
if
like
that's
it's going
what
to be
they're
a
going to
2-episode drop every Monday night.
Yes.
Oh,
And then it's all done on May 4.
How many episodes total do we know?
10. So 5 weeks of 2 episodes every Monday.
I love it.
We're looking at. Yeah, I'm
I
here
love
for
that they're
it.
doing this.
For sure. And I don't think we know run times of anything or anything like that, but I'd imagine it's around 25 minutes to half an hour every episode if they keep it pretty part of the course. I know outside of a couple Bad Batch episodes, they kept them around 30 minutes or so. That's probably where they were sitting. I mean, it was a dream for me to see that first Bad Batch episode was like an hour and 15 minutes. That blew my mind. I didn't think we'd ever get anything like that in animation, but I would always welcome that back, but I'm not expecting it. I don't know about you guys, but that'd be wild.
I think between the 2 episodes, we're probably looking at like 50 minutes, 60 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds. I could get on board with that.
An hour a night or an hour a week. That's pretty nice. I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of a makeshift way to give us what we've all been asking for since the beginning. So,
yeah.
I mean, it seems like they're listening to us. You know, they're making strides. So, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
They're one of the people watching right now.
I think so.
Potentially.
They watch us. They watch us.
I know that there was a mention. Well, actually, it's been announced for a couple weeks at this point that they're doing a prequel comic to this TV series, and they're releasing one issue a month for 5 months, and starting in March. So we have March, April, May, June, July. So I was up till today, I was betting that this show was going to drop in August because I thought they were going to want the comic to run before the show comes out, so people have a chance to read it. But they're going to have the entire show out before the prequel comic's even done, which, I mean, you know, I'm sure it'll all work out in the end, but I thought that was a interesting strategy for sure. But
yeah, I know I'm excited for the comics, but now I feel like, I guess people don't really cross over too much. Like people who watch the shows probably don't read too many of the comics, or people who read the comics read all the comics and are not too interested in the shows.
For sure,
it's probably what they're betting on and stuff. But
absolutely.
I feel like we're gonna watch the show and then we're gonna go back and read the comics, and it's gonna fill in all these like probably unanswered questions that we're gonna have from the show.
Yeah, that's definitely what the comics do, fill in a lot of the gaps. So I know there's been some comic book adaptations of unused episodes in Clone Wars history. So we've seen that before. They either turn it into comic books or books. I know they've done unreleased episode arcs that aren't finished that they've had on like Blu-ray special feature lists. Like it's kind of, there's a whole Utapau arc with Obi-Wan and Anakin that's after Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order, that's on the special features of season 6. Like it's super niche and obscure, but it's there. I mean, there's all these ways that you can watch some of these Clone Wars stories that haven't made their way to light yet. And honestly, something I'm hopeful for with Dave Filoni taking the the helm at Lucasfilm is potentially getting more of these Clone Wars stories done in like a Tales of the Jedi format, something like that. I'm not expecting like an additional season of the Clone Wars, but when season 6 of the Clone Wars came out, it was marketed as the Lost Missions, not officially season 6. And they could definitely do more Lost Missions type stories with a lot of the stories that they haven't released yet, which I think would be super, super cool. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm excited. I think that's a great idea. And I think this is Dave Filoni's like time space that he loves to work in. So I think it's super like possible. I would be surprised if he didn't do more of it. Especially because we have Tales of the Jedi, we have Tales of the Syndicate, Tales of Crimson Dawn. Like that would be so crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. David, what do you think?
For it.
I think this is potentially going to be something that's going to be outside of the realm of a lot of animated stuff we've seen, because this is really huge confluence of events, because this is taking a lot from what George Lucas wanted to do with the sequel trilogy, it appears. He wanted to use Darth Talon. We're not quite sure Darth Talon is that Twi'lek that we saw, but I mean, we kind of assume that that's going to be kind of the role that she's going to take. Maybe not going to go to the dark side. Maybe be conflicted. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she does turn. I mean, we don't know. But then you have Sam Witwer voicing Maul again, and that's just his kind of wheelhouse at this point at Lucasfilm. And he gets really into it, and he's a great voice actor. And we were lucky to see him at Rebel Scum Con, kind of quasi hang out with him. He was there at our after party. He was also at the Virtual Cantina event, and we directed him where to go. He was kind of lost, and we're like, "You need to go around to the back to do the signing." And he's like, "Oh, okay, thank you."
So Virtual Cantina is doing another event, right, for Celebration?
Yes, they are. They're doing events at every major convention, I think, essentially. But their big Virtual Cantina event's going to happen at Celebration and at Rebel Scum Con, I believe.
Ooh. So if you're going, you might get to meet Sam.
Yeah, that's a possibility. He's already built relationships with them. So I've made this prediction before on the podcast. I think eventually Sam Witwer is going to be the head of Lucasfilm, maybe 20, 30 years from now. So I would actually love for him to be there right now, because he's like such a huge Star Wars fan, and he's very, very articulate. He's very just exacting with what needs to be done. I always love that story with him on the Solo set saying, "Hey, look, you're not using the right lightsaber for Maul. You have two choices, either this saber or that saber." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we know that." And I was like, wow, how did it get that far? But it did.
Right.
But thank God for Sam Witwer being there to keep up with the canon. So yeah, he's a huge fan. He's also a huge Star Trek fan, which is kind of double crazy. And he's also kind of the same way with that, but he doesn't work in Star Trek, I don't think. Of course, he's a big D&D fan as well. But yeah, it's awesome to have him back. And he's kind of in his prime right here with this show. So he's gonna voice act his butt off, I think, in this show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Did you guys see the little interview blurb that he had done talking about the timeline where this is taking place? It's like a year or two after Clone Wars. Ahsoka's kicked him to the curb now, and he's kind of like finding his way through it. The Empire is like there doing its thing.
Did he do that during Celebration last year when they announced this series? The interview that you're talking about?
I think so. It looks like that Celebration interview stage.
Okay.
From what I can tell from the video.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Because that was like early on. That was like, it was announced, and then Sam Witwer was at Celebration, and then he was getting pulled in 1,000 different directions. People asking him about the show, and he really couldn't say much. But we're a lot closer to its release now. Luckily, we have a trailer and posters and all that stuff that we can definitely go through and break down a bit more. But it's so exciting to see where this lays in the timeline. And this is technically the second sequel series to the Clone Wars, correct? Outside of Bad Batch, I know Tales of the Jedi's had things before, during, and after the Clone Wars, so you could kind of throw that in wherever. But yeah, it's exciting to have more going on.
Hey, Travis.
Travis, what's going on? Travis Mitchell. Woo. It's going good, man. How's things going with you? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. So at Celebration, I got to be in that panel for this announcement for this show.
Oh, that's
And
so
Sam
cool.
Witwer, yeah. So the stage was all blacked out, and then all of a sudden there's just this red glow, and Sam Witwer is standing right in the middle of this red light, and in the MAUL voice, he goes, "Play it again," and then they played the trailer again and
So fun.
stuff.
Yeah.
Losing it. We were losing it. It was so good.
Too crazy.
Mhm.
Before we dive into some of the images we have pulling from the trailer, we have an article from StarWars.com kind of showcasing a little bit about what the scope of this series is looking like and whatnot, and the characters that are involved. David, would you mind reading that for our listeners? A little excerpt from that just to kind of kick us off here.
Sure. From StarWars.com, the article today that was released is entitled, "Who is Maul? The Dathomirian is an iconic villain in the Star Wars galaxy, yet remains a mysterious figure. Ever since his iconic debut in Star Wars The Phantom Menace, Maul has had a way of showing up where he's least expected. Midway through the original television run of the Star Wars The Clone Wars, he seemingly came back from the dead to seek revenge against Obi-Wan Kenobi. In the midst of the cast, mostly new characters in Star Wars Rebels, we saw Maul reemerge as a dangerous manipulator. And at the end of the live-action feature about the original trilogy, scoundrel Han Solo, a Star Wars story, Maul, the crime lord, made a surprise cameo. Maul's prevalence is all of the more poignant because somehow he manages to remain so enigmatic. With the first trailer tease below signaling his return in Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, the new animated series on Disney Plus later this year, it's worth taking stock of what we know about the Dathomirian Zabrak so far. A menacing facade. Answering to Darth Maul while serving Chief Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, in The Phantom Menace, Maul is a highly trained Sith warrior. His emergence on Tatooine to attack Qui-Gon Jinn and young Anakin Skywalker foreshadows significant change in the galaxy. Obi-Wan's question following the brief duel, what was it? Just about sums it up. Maul's a character of more action than words in Episode 1. Sidious uses him as little more than a weapon, and Maul appears to relish his tasks. He kills Qui-Gon, forever changing the future of Anakin Skywalker's life, but Maul is also the first in a line of Sith apprentices to learn of his own expendability. Moments after he kills Qui-Gon, he is struck down by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maul appears shocked and a little confused when Kenobi swiftly cuts him in half at the waist, leaving him for dead. From the audience's perspective, watching The Phantom Menace back in 1999, Maul represented the brash new energy of the prequel trilogy. Full of acrobatics and double-bladed lightsabers, his quick demise served to emphasize the fact that episodes 1, 2, and 3 would yield drastic consequences for everyone involved.
Very cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't missed with Maul. Like everything he's been a part of has been fantastic and lots to look forward to. Sith Rule says best line in Star Wars history, Kenobi. I can't do that justice. Some guy named James Herrera says at least we will have revenge.
That's another good line.
Yeah, from The Phantom Menace, I believe. Man.
This James guy, man.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, James. We appreciate it. Yeah, James says I'll never forget the hype when I saw Maul in the trailer. Man, I wish that was something that I was around for. That seems like a just uncanny time in Star Wars history, being super excited for the launch of Star Wars coming back. And I got to see something similar, in 2015 with The Force Awakens, but seeing that double-sided lightsaber would have been super cool. Travis Mitchell says, assuming it spans multiple seasons across different time periods, an interesting bookend is a Jedi venturing to where Maul is buried. saying a force prayer on behalf of Ben. That'd be crazy because, I mean, we know the end to Maul's story going into this, but there's obviously tons of filler that lots of things that are left out in the open. Sapporo Zaku says this makes Obi-Wan all the more awesome when they make Maul so strong. Yeah, that's definitely an amazing rivalry between those two. Travis Mitchell says again, carried on as a wish of Ben, Luke wills that Maul to find his way to the light and to the cosmic force and death, setting up for him to show up later in a different form. That'd be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Luke Skywalker would be the one to do it. That would be insane. I don't know if we've ever seen, I mean, obviously outside of Darth Vader, we've seen someone do something like that, right? Very, very interesting thought.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Goodness. Adam Haber says my favorite line was, "It's Maulin time. Get out of here." Adam.
Oh,
Too funny. Yeah, I'm waiting for Jared Leto to pop up in this show. It's gonna be great. Yeah, no, it's super cool. There's definitely lots to talk about in this trailer that we got. It seems a little darker than what we've gotten in previous animated projects from the Clone Wars, just based on some of the things that we saw. But we can kind of just start going through some of the images that we got here. So David pulled this one up a little bit earlier, but if you're watching with us on YouTube or on video, you can see this is the main poster for the series kicking off April 6th. I don't know if that brushstroke art style for this poster looks super, super cool. And
I love it.
It just captures a lot of Maul. Like it's just very Maul. Like he's got that, I guess, evil grin to him, but he's very calculated. Like he's always up to something. I don't know. This is a very well put together poster for this show.
It almost looks like he's growling or like snarling.
Yeah, absolutely. So diving into some of these other pictures that we got. So partway into the trailer, we see some snippets from part of the trailer taking place on a new planet that we have not seen yet called Janix. So this snippet here seems to be between two, I guess you could say smugglers, two bounty hunters. We don't know who they are specifically, but it looks like some sort of deal going south. If, you know, I mean, we've seen that happen in Star Wars a bunch, but seeing something like that on a new planet is always exciting because it seems like the Empire doesn't have much of a presence on Janix, and that's why Maul is deciding to kind of set up shop, for lack of better words. So I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, because I think so you see this, and then it kind of goes south, and yeah, here it is. I think where now these droids are battling it out with this gangster. I'm assuming it's part of the syndicate. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me because I think the next scene is the Pikes.
Oh yeah, because
I'm pretty sure the next scene is the Pikes in the trailer.
It's crazy to think about everybody that was kind of under Maul's Shadow Collective. Who did we have? There's the Hutts, there's Death Watch, but Death Watch split up into different sanctions, kind of. The Pikes, the Black Sun. Was there anyone else?
Crimson
Dawn, or is Crimson Dawn what they all became? If I'm remembering that correctly.
Oh, I think you're right.
There's a lot of different names. It's kind of hard to keep track, but yeah, is it just me or does that look like a protocol droid head sitting in the tub on this table here?
Yeah. Bespin Cloud City with the Ugnaughts, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's a cool callback right there. This next image that we have here, it's popping up. Whoops. Bear with me, guys.
Okay, so when I saw this, I was like, is this just like a Metal Gear piece, a part of a building or whatnot? Or is it like looking through a scope? You know what I mean? Like with like a specific type of like gun scope or something.
Oh, like a sniper. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think personally it's just a top view of a building that's in, part of the bigger city scope of Janix. Because I believe we later see other shots of the city where MAUL has a voiceover where he's talking to who we believe to be his apprentice. And we can dive into her a little bit more as we go on here. But
Yeah, I thought it was Maul's bachelor pad or something.
yeah, yeah, he's
having his tea.
I'm curious to see how much he's hiding on a planet that doesn't have much Imperial presence. Whether he's, I don't know if he just happened to end up there and there was no, Imperial presence there off the bat, or if he had to scout out for a place to land and kind of set up shop because of the fact that there was no Imperial presence. Kind of interesting because there's a lot. I wonder if they'll explain what happens after he disappears from the Venator that's crashing at the end of Clone Wars Season 7. And then he just jumps into hyperspace and, we kind of don't know what happens to him until we see him at the end of Solo and then in Rebels, where it looks like he's kind of regrouped and got things back together.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like we're going to get some time jumps, so I think we're
Sure.
going to see that stuff, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a lot of fun. And I believe Solo takes place 10 years post Order 66. And if this is 1 year, maybe a little more than that, past Order 66, there's a lot of time that there is to fill for Maul and his story and where he ends up and who he partners with. And so I guess that's a good sign for this show to run for multiple seasons. I don't know how many this show could run for, but that'd be super, super cool.
I would love that.
Travis Mitchell says that looks like a protocol droid head inside of a meatloaf pan. That's pretty funny. From one of our earlier images that we had up here. So let's keep sifting through some of these, and it's in no particular order, but again, this is another shot from that deal going south with what looks like to be a gangster up against some droids here. This next one here is very, very interesting because we see there's a couple of rogue Jedi, Jedi on the run.
Well, we don't know if the other two are Jedi. We know she is.
True. We do know that this young Twi'lek female is a Jedi, fending off, I'm guessing, just some civilians that are on the planet, running away. I don't know. I mean, we see the Empire go after people for not the most justifiable reasons, so it could just be a Jedi doing what a Jedi does best and sticking up for those who can't defend themselves. And on Janix, maybe people can get away with more things, and this Jedi just gets called out to help out, which is very, very cool to see.
I'd be curious if she's protection for hire at this point, right?
Yeah, that'd be crazy because Kanan does that for a little bit before he gets plugged in with the Ghost Crew. There's a comic book about him in between the events of Order 66 and Rebels. Some of it got written over with elements of the Bad Batch, but I believe it's still considered to be canon outside of those events. And Kanan worked with a smuggler and was kind of a hero for hire, you could say. But I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Mary.
I even think even Ahsoka at this point, she's in the book. Ahsoka post Order 66, she's a pilot for hire and kind of like a smuggler for the rebellion, and uses she does farming and mechanic work and stuff like that, and then she uses that guise to start smuggling things. So everybody at this point is kind of just trying to stay low key and survive and make money.
Yeah, absolutely. Countdown City Geeks says, I believe her name is Devin. So what I've been wrestling with today is this Twi'lek that we see in this image here the same Twi'lek that we see, let's see, in this image here? Or is the lighting different? Or, I guess the lighting is obviously different, but...
is it the transitioning of her going from light to dark?
I don't know. Does that... I guess I don't know how that happens with Twi'leks, because I'd assume if you're like Hera's a green Twi'lek. Like I'm assuming she stays green unless I don't know how that would change, but
Well, Talon tattooed herself, right?
right.
Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
is this like the reveal before we see maybe she becomes Talon, and this is the moment before she walks out and you see her all fully tatted and going through it all?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. And I'm thinking it's maybe two different Twilight characters.
Yeah.
Because there's
Maybe.
a Twilight character named Devin. But is it the same Twi'lek? Because I think the other Twi'lek is more like a purple reddish skin tone. And the
Yeah.
one we
Yep.
just saw was not.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I think
maybe
the Twi'lek,
sisters? I don't know.
I think the Twi'lek that
Ooh.
we see in the other issue, there's a different Twi'lek very reminiscent of the Twi'lek we see with the blue lightsaber back in this image here, named Eldra Kaitis, I believe. She was actually in a comic book that took place before the Phantom Menace, where Darth Maul was just
I think we may have lost Zach there.
I was going to say, did I freeze? Zach is living in some pretty
He's living in
severe
Hoth
weather
basically right now.
yeah, some pretty severe weather. So his internet might have gone out for a minute.
His
or two.
tauntaun may have froze. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we'll distract the people. So we're unsure. I think that's the best bet. We're unsure who she really is, because she could be Devin, she could be this other Twi'lek, or she could be Talon, pre tattoos. And the question is, like, how close to canon are they going to stick? Oh yeah, there goes Zach. Bye, Zach.
All right. You have the next picture.
This one? Oh yeah. Okay. So here she is. And okay, I thought this character that she's standing next to was part of Boba Fett's crew.
Yeah.
Like, she helps. I'm pretty sure she's the one who gets murdered in Dark Disciple. Spoiler alert, if you haven't read this very old book, that she's the one who helps get information to Asajj, and then Asajj ends up killing to tie up loose ends.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like questioning, is she connected to Boba? But I mean, even the line is that what our future holds? And that's why I kind of think, like, is she protection for hire? Did they see someone get murdered or taken by the Empire? And she's like, hey, like, eventually, like, this is what's going to end up happening to us. And is that what pushes her into, joining MAUL? Like,
yeah, with that line, when I heard
fear.
it made me feel like she lived there and she had some type of connection to that place.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. Could be wrong, but yeah, that character right next to her seems like that's like one of the maybe the side protagonist type characters. Almost like I know it's, I mean, green skin, you think of Yoda, maybe that kind of in the lines of that type of figure, a little bit of wisdom, courage, a fighter. So
yeah,
I'm interested in this character now. I'd never seen this character before, but there's other stills.
I wouldn't get too attached.
Really cool. Well, yeah, we kind of know that this is a volatile time, and we don't see a lot of these people in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I would say don't get too attached, just for the fact, like, this line alone is like telling you something clearly is going to go wrong with this character.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, Zach.
Thanks. Sorry about that.
We let him know that you're living on Hoth currently.
Oh yes, it is very. Very
This next image is kind of the first moment we see Maul in the trailer, right?
yes, and this was part of the clip that was shown at Celebration, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks very cool, very very cool. I'm still. I don't know if we talked about his lightsaber at all in that couple of seconds I blipped out here.
No, we haven't.
No.
Okay, so I thought he lost his lightsaber at the end of Clone Wars season 7, but I'm pretty confident that the double-sided staff lightsaber that he has in this trailer is the same exact one. Do you guys have any thoughts on that or any opinions?
Yay.
Yay.
I agree. Same exact one. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, that was easy. I'm just kidding, but
I really, one thing that like stands out to me in all these images and in the trailer, like it's just so pretty. It's like
oh
really
yeah,
great
it's
pieces
incredible.
of art. And I even love like this is a literal screen grab and you almost looks like a painting.
Yeah, I read somewhere today that the design or the animators tried to make it look like brushstrokes on
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah. I could totally see that. I'm really curious, is this like the new animation? Are they just doing it for this one? Or is this like a new animation style that we're moving into?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just kind of evolving off of what was there for sure.
And then here's that lightsaber.
Yeah, so that's Asajj Ventress's lightsaber from the Dark Disciple book that Mary and I are going through right now. That's her yellow lightsaber.
And I have that if we undo the picture. This one.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Oh, it's me. Hi.
So did you buy that? Was it marketed as Asajj's lightsaber?
Yep, this is marketed as Asajj's lightsaber. I got this one in Florida
Very
when I
cool.
was there. Mm-hmm. They never carried it at Batu West. They only carried it in Batu East. So when I was there, I said, "Yep, yeah, I'm gonna get that one."
And David, you said you also have that lightsaber, but is that part of the dual side or the double-sided MAUL saber that they sold for a limited time?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, it was purchased at Disney World.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
When did you buy yours?
Well, it's a long story. I didn't buy mine.
Oh, got it.
Somebody else bought it.
Were we there? Were we there at the same time?
Somebody else bought it, and I acquired it.
Nice.
I love it.
Maybe the podcast bought it, and it's just kind of here.
There you go.
I'm fostering this lightsaber.
I love it. Well,
are you gonna go get it signed?
Well, it's already signed.
Oh, okay. Period.
It has Sam Witwer's signature on it when he was at Superhero Comic-Con and doing the free autographs. I got it signed.
That's awesome.
Both sides of it too.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's super.
This hilt and the other from his double-bladed original Phantom Menace blade.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I love that. So I think this is like in his little bachelor hut, and like next to it is his little tea. So he just keeps his lightsaber on the table while he's having this like full-on discussion.
Yeah. Well, and I believe he's talking with Devin, and it seems like he's kind of starting to show her his ways. It's not necessarily the ways of the dark side. He's kind of a nomad doing his own thing a little bit, because you could compare Maul and Ahsoka to doing the same thing. Like Ahsoka's not part of the Jedi Order. Maul's not a Sith, but they're kind of wandering, doing their own thing. And it's, one's leaning more towards the light and one's leaning more towards the dark. And I think it's interesting how many similarities there are between the two characters.
Yeah. I mean, so Mother Talzin is his actual biological mother.
Yes.
And she's Asajj's adopted mother. So, I mean, because she didn't actually raise him. He was kidnapped by Dooku when he was like super young.
I think he was kidnapped
9?
by Palpatine.
Oh.
Because Dooku wasn't in the
yes.
He was part of the Jedi Order at that point.
You're right. He was kidnapped by Palpatine. So, I mean, technically they're siblings.
Yeah, he There's a lot he didn't know about his upbringing that he kind of figured out a lot later. But kind of thinking more of the lightsaber that we saw sitting next to the table side, I wonder if he's giving half of his lightsaber to Devin.
Ooh.
I don't know, because I wonder why it's detached and just sitting there, unless he loses the other half, because the half of his staff lightsaber at this point in the timeline is half his original lightsaber from the Phantom Menace, because that was salvaged by Savage when he found him at the space dump. And then this other half is Ventress's old lightsaber, and I've been kind of thinking throughout the day why that might have been separated. Just kind
What's
of
your theory?
Man, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna assume that he's given it to Devin to use, and because I'm assuming the shots of the trailer we see him wielding it are earlier on before Devin kind of joins him. I bet that's like a midpoint of the season, if not towards the second half. But
I was like, where did that picture? There it is.
Yeah. Because then standing there, if you're watching us on YouTube, you see him standing in the door to this ship that opens up with his cloak on, and I believe he ignites the other half of this lightsaber and deflects a bunch of blaster bolts, and then jumps at what looked like to be just police of this area, similar to the officers that we see on Coruscant, but those are droids. So it's interesting to see that. I mean, based on the assumption that those guys are officers, it's interesting that they don't have droids as officers on this planet. I don't know if you guys have any differentiating opinions, but
well, there's one opinion out there that was up on screen. The Last Relic says, "I believe the show is going to be awful."
Oh, no.
Man, why? I want to know.
No idea.
Yeah.
I hope not.
I mean, fair. It's I can't say that I'm in the same boat, but I'm happy to hear you out and see why you might think so.
So this picture, this character right here in the front is the same guy that we see Devin protecting earlier. So he clearly plays some kind of role.
He looks like he's hunting down MAUL. He looks like he's kind of the head detective. If I were to put a bet on it, he seems like because he's on the cover of the prequel comic that was announced a couple weeks ago. So I believe it's him and his droid. His droid's name is Two Boots, who I believe will also be in the show, but I can't recall what this gentleman's name is. I'm trying to find it as I'm looking here. But there's a part of the trailer where a hologram of MAUL is pulled up, and he kind of comes face to face with the snapshot of MAUL in the hologram, and it looks like he's trying to find him and figure out who he is, because it sounds like eventually the Empire catches on to MAUL being on this planet, because we later in the trailer we see Inquisitors, and eventually we know. When we catch up with MAUL and Rebels, he talks about the Empire sending Inquisitors after him all of the time. Like, that's nothing new for him. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see the beginning of that start, I guess, because that's a good 15 years of the Empire knowing he's out there and chasing him down, and he is just getting away every time.
Yeah,
is what it seems like.
Oof. That is a very cool scene.
Yeah, and there's MAUL deflecting the blaster bolts. Countdown City Geek says, most exciting aspect for me is Wagner Mora voicing a Jedi Master. Do you guys know who that voice actor is?
Yes, he is also an actor that's been in a lot of stuff. Recently, he was in Alex Garland's Civil War, which was really good.
Oh, very cool.
I thought that movie was really great. And he's acted in a whole bunch of stuff. He just recently won a Golden Globe for, I'm trying to remember what the name of the film was, but it was a Brazilian film, and he's a Brazilian actor. and he just got nominated this morning for an Oscar for that same role.
Oh,
So,
awesome!
Yeah,
Super,
he's
super cool.
he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah. I did see that
Yeah.
article today.
And I do believe when it comes to some of the other voice actors, so this snip here, we see Maul talking to Rook Cast, who's one of his Mandalorian super commandos that rescued him from Dooku and Palpatine's fortress when he was captured in the Clone Wars. She is voiced by Vanessa Marshall, who also plays Hera
Yay.
in Rebels. So cool to see her come
Yeah.
back, which is pretty sweet.
That's really awesome. I love that.
I know, me
and
too.
I saw that Steve Bloom is also on the cast list, and Steve Bloom voices Zeb in, I believe, Mandalorian Season 3. He will be in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and then he does, obviously, in Rebels. So I'm excited to see. He's a very talented voice actor, to see what he can bring to this show. Very exciting. The Last Relic says, I'm Brazilian, by the way. Smiley face. Very cool. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, it looks like Zach's a little confused. No, Wagner is not going to be Maul. He's going to be Jedi. Sam Witwer is going to be the voice of Maul.
So I wonder if this guy is a Jedi, and that's who's voicing him.
I wouldn't be surprised, because in the trailer we see, I don't think we have any pictures, but there's an older gentleman, well, not a human, an older Force user that's not human, kind of using the Force in the trailer, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's who he's voicing, is that mysterious,
that's right,
mysterious character. I don't know if we have a name for said character, but if I were to cast bets,
we do have a picture, I thought. Let me see if I can find it. It's got to be in here somewhere. All right.
It's the last place you look.
Well, it's the first place I looked. Here he is, right here.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's pretty good.
So I believe this is a new creature. I don't think we've seen this species in Star Wars before, if I'm not mistaken. That could be a big claim, because you could sneak different aliens in all kinds of Star Wars media, and it's hard to know.
Yeah, 3 fingers, green, with like a staff.
Yeah, very cool looking.
Very close to a certain popular franchise.
Yes, very, very close. Let's see here. In this image here, we have
that looks awesome.
A Star Destroyer.
I know.
One of the big cities on this new planet. So it's just crazy. Like we haven't seen a lot of very early days of the Empire. We got a lot of that in the Bad Batch, but I think outside of the Bad Batch, we haven't seen a lot of that immediate Imperial presence post Order 66, which is kind of cool to see.
So I found a good picture of Rook Cast, who Vanessa Marshall is playing. And then we see the back of her in that other picture.
Yes.
But here is a picture of her that you can recognize from Clone Wars.
Yep. And her partner in crime was Gar Saxon, who was voiced by the late great Ray Stevenson. So, I'm sure if circumstances were different, that Gar Saxon would probably be in this series as well. But we know that Gar Saxon as a character sides with the Empire, where we see him pick up in Rebels. So maybe they'll bring up Gar Saxon's not around because he ended up joining the Empire. So definitely a lot of different, they could still leave things open with that character, because we know how his story ends too. But Anna Seitzman says, I couldn't remember her name, just know Vanessa Marshall is voicing it. So yeah, we got Rook Cast, which is kind of cool. I believe Rook Cast was first introduced in Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir, which was a 4-issue comic series created off of a 4-issue arc in the Clone Wars that never happened. So it's kind of cool. But Countdown City Geek says, oops, got it twisted. Dennis Haysbert is the Jedi. Name is Master Iko Dio Daki, and Wagner is most likely the detective. Oh, okay. Very cool. Thank you for the clarification. That definitely It definitely helps out a lot. Yeah, super cool seeing the new detective on scene, new Jedi. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on seeing new Jedi that survive Order 66? Does that kind of dilute some of the other characters surviving Order 66 to you? I mean, it always makes me think of how large the Jedi Order actually was and how crazy, like, most of the Jedi were wiped out in Order 66, but in thinking of the grand scale of how large the Jedi Order was, it makes sense that there's definitely a ton of them that slipped through the cracks.
That definitely like makes sense to me, but in my head, it's like, okay, so then Jedi weren't extinct.
Right.
All right, they didn't get rid of all the Jedi. Like, so the Sith kind of failed, right? So I see like both sides of it. Like, obviously, like what counts as like fully getting rid of the Jedi? Because the other part of it is like how many of these Jedis who did survive actually stay connected and in tap and using their abilities and like
Yeah.
still being able to tap into the Force the way they would. So is it saying like, hey, we've gotten rid of all the Jedi because even the Jedi who did survive are not even practicing, so it doesn't really count,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that those are the questions that like come up in my head every time I hear like, oh, a new Jedi survived.
For sure.
But I mean, I love the stories like Kanan, one of my favorite Jedi survive or like Order 66 survivors.
Yeah, totally.
Never would have existed without Rebels.
100%.
So
Yeah. David, what do you think?
Yeah, if Dave Lozano was the co-head of Lucasfilm, I would have lots of surviving Jedi just kind of sprinkled everywhere. Because like you said, Zach, the Jedi Order was huge. It was massive. That Jedi Temple was like spectacularly huge.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's more Jedi out there. We can, as like a storyteller, they can really kind of exploit that and have like cool different new Jedi that they introduce. I wish there was a series, a live action series where even like have like Darth Vader the hunt for Jedi, you know,
that'd
and
be so
have him
cool.
hunting down specific Jedi. That would be a cool series or movie or trilogy or whatever.
Yeah.
So I like that. Get new
Absolutely.
characters, new stories, new backstories, and those characters, you get other characters spawned off that you meet off of them. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of like real fertile ground, I think, when you have something like that. And I think that's something they need to leverage at Lucasfilm.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Speaking of the hunt for Jedi, we know Inquisitors are in this show hunting down Maul. Because we don't really see them fighting the Jedi in these trailers. It looks like they're just going after Maul and trying to take him down. I believe the two Inquisitors that we saw, Marok, if I'm saying that right, was introduced in Ahsoka and also appeared in Tales of the Empire when Barriss Offee was being kind of emitted into the
Inquisitors.
into the Inquisitor group at the Fortress Inquisitorius, by Darth Vader. And the other Inquisitor that we see, I can't remember which Inquisitor specifically, but I know this Inquisitor showed up as, I guess, the one that hunts Ahsoka down when she's working on a farm in Tales of the Jedi. And Ahsoka defeats this Inquisitor. So both of the Inquisitors we see, I guess, have plot armor. Like, we know that they're not like they won't be dying in this show, which is a little interesting. I wonder if they'll introduce more, or if they could introduce more Inquisitors for that to be the case, because it looks like Maul is tearing these guys a new one and really giving them a run for their money based off of the combat snippets that we see. So definitely a very, very interesting, lots of potential, lots of things that we could see. So
Ahsoka kills the sixth brother in the novel.
Okay.
Bill
Very
Valen.
Cool. Awesome. This screen grab we got right here is Maul fighting Marok. So Anna, to answer your question, this is Marok in the trailer that we see fighting Maul here. I love this snippet because it looks like Maul's lightsaber is kind of like a flame sword, just based on how it's being swung. It's just kind of a cool freeze frame.
That is cool. Do you think he's going to turn Marok to smoke at some point?
That'd be crazy.
Ooh.
I was kind of thinking about that because what if, I mean, Marak was filled with like Night Sister magic and Ahsoka. You'd almost wonder if you keep cutting Marak down, but then you bring him back to the right person and you can fill up his suit kind of like a balloon animal and send him back out.
A Sith balloon.
Yes, I don't
That's
know.
amazing.
I mean, when he got stabbed in Ahsoka, he kind of deflated like a balloon, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah, we had so many theories about him.
yeah, for sure. So I don't know. It'd be kind of
We all
interesting to see.
I thought he was Ezra.
Yeah,
Oh
I was
man,
like, that's him. It's Ezra. That's
it's got to
him.
be him. There's
That
no
would've
other
been wild.
explanation.
Ezra.
that would have been so wild,
How else would he survive?
right? I think it'd be really cool to see Barris Offee as an Inquisitor show up because in Tales of the Empire we see
Yeah,
different
this is that
like
time.
in the different episodes we see like way down the line eventually Barris hangs it up, but this could be a time where Vader could send her to go after Maul. Who knows? I don't know, but there's a lot of potential with who we could see.
Are we ready to get into speculations about the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Once.
Yeah,
So I know
kick us
one
off, Mary.
speculation. I know one, and that I kind of hope is true. We get Vader in the series.
Whew. That would be crazy.
And people are hoping that it's a Vader Maul battle. I don't think we'll get that. I think if they're going to do that, they'll do it for a Vader series. I don't think they would do it for this and stuff. But I think we will get like Vader, like you said, sending Barris off.
Yeah.
Vader having a conversation with somebody in this is, I think, as far as we'll get with getting Vader in it.
Who's the better duelist? Is it Maul or Vader?
Oof.
Here's the thing. If they duel each other, one of them is going to die. And they both survive this.
Not necessarily.
We both know.
Well, think about like Ahsoka fighting Vader in Rebels. Like they both walked away from it, but I would compare Ahsoka.
Hold on. Ahsoka didn't walk away from it.
Well, she was going to die and then Ezra saved her.
Correct.
Yeah.
She would have died.
Maybe Ezra saves Maul. I don't know. But interesting.
My first thought that just jumps into my head, they duel lightsaber duel, and Vader thinks he can beat Maul, but Maul is more talented and skilled. And right before he throws a killing blow, Vader just force pushes him or something, or force attacks him. He kind of breaks the honor of the duel.
But Ahsoka beats Maul.
Yes.
And the only reason Ahsoka is very good is because Anakin trained her.
Right.
So
the ringer.
True.
Vader would so easily win.
Do we know if Maul ever knew that Vader was Anakin Skywalker?
Yeah.
He did?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Because in Rebels, when at the end of season 2, when Ezra finds Maul, like Ezra talks about Darth Vader like he's had past encounters with Darth Vader. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had an introduction in this show, but if they do, I don't think it would be in the first season.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's why I feel like it would just be like a throwaway moment of Vader sending someone or talking to someone, or it's a or something, or he'll be mentioned, right? There's no way that they wouldn't mention him. But I don't think they will come face to face, at least not in this season. Or if they're gonna come out with a Vader series, I feel like they would save it for that.
They do mention the Emperor because saying, "Oh, the Emperor wants you dead." I don't know how much Vader has anything to do with that because in season 7 of the Clone Wars, Maul wanted like the whole like I was hoping for Kenobi, like he wanted Kenobi to bring Anakin so that he could kill Anakin and take away the star pupil that Palpatine's been grooming for, like, because he's Maul's one step ahead, but then Palpatine's one step of Maul being one step ahead, I guess, in theory, right? So,
and that's why I think he knows he's Anakin. I don't think there's ever a point where it's like really said, "Oh, I know who Vader is," kind of thing. Like, that's why I think he knows it, because he knows Anakin was the key, right, to all of this, and that he was being groomed, and that he was going to be a big part of it. So then he sees Vader come on the scene, and he goes, "Ah, this is how the Emperor did it." Like
I
he's
can
too
see
smart
him
not to
putting that
know.
together. Yeah, he is definitely smart. I can see him putting that together. But on the flip side, there's only like a small handful of people that knew that Vader was Anakin. I believe it was Palpatine,
Thrawn,
Thrawn, Tarkin.
the Inquisitor from Obi-Wan.
Yes, the Grand Inquisitor and Obi-Wan, and then eventually Luke
And Ahsoka.
and Ahsoka. So maybe 5 to 10 people in there, but we're just
Like,
adding more and more.
I know.
No,
Like, this is not a Wildlife Kept Secret.
But in the grand scope of the widespread galaxy, right? Like the average civilian would have no clue, which is kind of interesting to think about. But so we got a comment from Sapporo Zaku, sorry. So this is before Spider Legs. This is after the Spider Legs.
Are they canon?
The Spider Legs?
Spider Legs? Yeah.
Yeah, like when he was like a hermit, like on the trash planet, like kind of.
Where did we did we ever see that in animation?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was when he first came back in the Clone Wars. So Savage tracks him down because of a little
and that's how he
tracker
finds him.
And he's like totally mentally like just off his rocker.
Destroyed.
He's like just mentally broken. And Savage kind of lures him into a ship, and they go to Mother Talzin, and she like fixes his brain and gives him like claw legs.
Yeah.
And then eventually those get screwed up, and he gets the legs he has now from Mandalorians down the line. So someone's got to make a timeline chart of Maul's legs.
So Zach calls them spider legs, and then later he calls them the goat legs.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, Zach, you're funny.
Hilarious.
You're funny too, Zach, but Japan Zach.
Thank you.
Japan Zach is funny.
You are also
Michigan
hilarious.
Zach is funny too.
Oh shucks. Yeah, crazy. I'm trying to think of. I don't know. I feel like my opinions or I guess my speculations would change on if we knew if this would run for multiple seasons. Because if this was going to be, I'm going to guess no. Then I would assume this is going to be the beginning of Maul getting his hands on a potential apprentice, being Devin, potentially Darth Talon, and just kind of grooming her for that role. And that's going to be, and then evading the Empire. That's my assumption on what this is going to be. But it's going to build on much more than that. It's going to build on him kind of reforming his syndicates that worked for him previously. Because, he's like the head of Crimson Dawn when we see him in Solo. Like he's the guy behind all the smoke and mirrors. He's running the show, and it'd be very cool to see who was Paul Bettany's character, Dryden Voss. It'd be very cool to see Dryden Voss show up because we see him as a hologram in Clone Wars season 7. But having him help Maul kind of from behind the scenes would be cool. Seeing if we got Kira introduced, that would be insane. I don't know if she'd be too young at this point because I think she was a young adult by the time Solo came around in the timeline. But this is 8-9 years before that, so
she's probably a little kid right now.
Yeah, so it would be cool to see that.
I know we mentioned earlier, it seems like there will be time jumps.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if So if it's 10 episodes over 5 weeks, I'm curious if it's going to be like every week is a year.
Oof.
Or if
that's
it's
a lot of jumping.
Like, exactly. Or if it's going to be like the first 2 weeks or 1 year and then moving on that way, kind of how they did with Andor.
Sure. Yeah, that was very interesting. David, what do you think?
And then it ends with that.
I think we're going to get a lot of cameos from, especially Rebels. I think we're going to see characters from, of course, one of Dave Filoni's biggest animated series. And yeah, there's going to be callbacks, and there's going to be a lot of connective tissue. But overall, yeah, there's only so much that you can cover. If they're only doing one season, they're going to jump around.
Right.
It feels like it's going to be it with this season. But 2 episodes a night, It's really good. It's probably about an hour worth of content, and I'm happy with that. I
Yeah.
like the fact that they're doing this, and it was a surprise and a shock, and they're still celebrating Darth Maul or Maul, and we get more of him. And none of us, I don't think, really expected that.
Absolutely.
So excited.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be so fun.
I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for the comic. I'm excited that we're just getting more content sooner than we thought we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's all kind of coming all at once, and there's obviously Mandalorian and Grogu that's going to be coming in theaters a couple weeks after the show wraps up.
Oh
So
yeah.
we can limp to April. We can get a show. We could get a show for a couple months, about a month, and then a couple weeks after that is Mando Grogu, and I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of stuff going on around May the 4th, and other things will be announcing. So we're getting close to a bunch of stuff coming our way.
So how long do you think until they'll drop the full trailer? Because this is the teaser trailer. How long?
Yeah.
So we have what, 3 months? 2 months technically?
Yeah, we got like 9 weeks. I
Well, they're
bet
going to
they
drop the
one in-
new Super Bowl trailer, and then they might want to let that breathe, and then after that,
And that's in 3 weeks.
mhm.
Yeah,
Or 2 weeks now.
2 weeks
Yeah,
from
somewhere
Sunday.
around there. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, wild. Yeah, lots to look forward to. Lots of awesome things that it's interesting to see where some of the plot lines can be pulled from. Allegedly, David brought it up earlier, but some of the lost storylines of George Lucas's Episode 7 had Darth Maul and Darth Talon involved. So seeing any sort of things, I guess, elements that they could pull from that to put into the show would be very cool. Yeah, just I don't know. There's all kinds of tricks I'm sure Dave has up his sleeve, and he's very intentional with these animated shows. They're always connected well. They always make things make more sense, right? Like things work pretty well as it is currently, but shows like this always make things that much more connected, and a lot of aha moments, right? Like there's a lot of different times where I don't know. I guess I kind of don't know what I don't know, but I'm excited to see what little references and Easter eggs that the team at Lucasfilm has for us.
Is there anything that you really need to see in this series? Where it's like, okay, as long as this happens, this will be good for me. Like I will thoroughly enjoy the series as long as this one thing happens.
Man, I mean, I think I already got it, but like Maul just being a menace, like just tearing through people. Like I don't think we've talked about it yet, but he throws his lightsaber and cuts through like 3 stormtroopers at the waist, like just while he's fighting an Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get that little snippet in the trailer, I can only imagine what's going to happen throughout the rest of the series.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer really makes it seem like this series is very brutal, intense, and violent, and that's what you would expect with the show entitled Maul Shadow Lord,
Yeah.
So I think we're going to kind of get what we're expecting, which is a good thing. I think in Star Wars, that's a very good thing. And of course, there's going to be surprises every so often, which is great. That's the way you should do it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, no, is there anything else you guys want to talk about regarding the upcoming show we got here, or anything else in the trailer that we missed, or any comments we want to answer?
I'm excited. I'll share that. Like I'm super excited. I think this is going to be great. I'm actually really excited for like a dark animation and stuff. Like Bad Batch felt very light. Like even though they were going on these wild missions, it felt like a fun wild mission goose chase, right? This feels dark. This feels gonna be gritty. It's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be fun kind of piece. Like it's not gonna be like I want to walk away from every episode being like, OMG.
Yeah, the toys for the show have already hit the shelves, so you can find them out there in the wild.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on my way to Target.
Very cool. Yeah, super cool, guys. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode. Definitely lots to look forward to with this show, and I'm sure we'll be diving in a little bit more as time comes, as episodes drop, and we'll provide some more insight to you guys. But an exciting day. It's a new show. I mean, it's been announced, right? But getting a trailer just makes it feel that much more real. Makes it, seem like we're that much closer to this thing actually getting in front of our eyes. So definitely lots to look at here.
Yeah, the last Relic asked, do you guys ever bring on guests to talk Star Wars? So we brought on Vanessa Marshall last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we could bring on again because this is right before her series, so she might not want to talk very much. And she also created her own podcast too.
It's her with the Rebels cast, right?
I think it's called Pod of Rebellion. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But she's really cool. She very much shocked me how
she's
nerdy
such a
she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that she's really into it, just like us.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope to chat with her again outside of the podcast somewhere in person at a convention somewhere one of these days. And
she's bound to end up at one of the ones we're going to.
100%. Yeah.
Fingers crossed she's at SpaceCon.
Oh, that'd be so cool. It'd be very, very cool. Be cool
Fingers
to get
crossed.
Vanessa Marshall and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, because it's two versions of Hera, and I know it's probably not likely that Mary Elizabeth will be at SpaceCon, but you never know. I don't know. Bob's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve, so definitely more guests to look out for in the coming weeks as we lead up to SpaceCon.
Yeah, maybe not this coming SpaceCon, but the next SpaceCon. If Ewan shows up, Mary's going to be there, obviously, and
yeah,
kind of like a might as well do the thing too.
For sure. Awesome.
It's a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very cool. Well, anything else, guys, before we sign off here? Any last topics you want to talk about?
I think that's it.
Cool.
For me, at least.
Yeah, no, same. I'm kind of...
I don't want to speak for you, Mary.
Yeah, Mary,
I'm good.
Else? Okay.
No, I'm good.
Cool. Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much to everybody watching us throughout different socials or on YouTube, and everyone participating in the comments. We appreciate everyone, and feel free to find us on all the different socials. Sorry, I got them all over here. We're driving today, and bear with us here. So comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube. Search Star Wars Stuff Podcast. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, you know where we are. Just click that button if you haven't already. Instagram, Star Wars Stuff Pod. X, formerly known as Twitter. You can find us at Stuff Pod. Blue Sky, Star Wars Stuff.bluesky.social. You can find us on Threads at Star Wars Stuff Pod. And you can support us on Patreon. Whoops, I gotta hide this other one. Sorry, bear with me. You can support us on Patreon, Star Wars Stuff Podcast 2187. We got different tiers that you can subscribe to, and there's different goodies that we upload to Patreon. So, I mean, don't be silly and put yourself in a bad spot to subscribe to Patreon. But if you can swing it, we'd greatly appreciate it. And we've got a fun community of supporters that we interact with, and we're always excited to meet new people through that platform. TikTok, you can search Star Wars Stuff Podcast and find us. And if you guys got any questions, feel free to email the show, starwarsstuffpodcast@gmail.com. And I know the guy who runs our email is pretty good at getting back to people who send out emails. So maybe if it catches his eye, he might get back to you. But if you got any questions, comments,
next podcast, I'm going to talk about somebody who emailed us. So stay tuned for that.
Very cool. And then on Facebook, we've got Star Wars Stuff Group and Star Wars Stuff Podcast page. So there's lots of active people on Facebook in our community. So feel free to check us out that way. Yeah, I think we're... Oh, and we got a website, StarWarsStuffPodcast.com, where James has been uploading some articles. I'm not sure if anyone else has had any yet, but sounds like we're becoming a little bit more consistent with uploading some articles on there, just with current news and different things coming up. So keep an eye out on that website, and look out for updates.
Yeah. And if you listen to us on Apple, leave us a review. Apple,
Yes.
Spotify, reviews, stars. If it's good, David will read it on the podcast. And if it's awful, we don't know you. So, if you
But
love
honest-
us, leave us a review. If you don't,
Yeah.
don't leave us a review.
There's some that are so hilarious. I love that one where like, hey, can you make a shorter podcast? I don't got a lot of time.
Just hit pause.
Love it.
Yeah, I know.
Come back later.
Hey, I'm busy. Can you guys do it shorter?
Luckily, we can play at different speeds. So,
Yeah. Maybe they figured it out because they stopped complaining.
but very cool.
I love it. It's like turn your car off. When you turn your car back on, I bet you it'll connect and just pick up right where you left off.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, that wraps up our show for the evening. Thank you again to everyone listening. And for Mary and David, my name is Zach. And may the force be with you.
Always.
Man, do I get to drag this out like David does?
Yes.
This is the way. Oh,
Rebellions are built on hope.
McClunky. Achuma pinky.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Can anyone make a wampa noise?
No.
Time is frozen.
See everyone.